yet at least. But
So we're gonna continue on the
I think that
objective one. So let's start up with the
in terms of your learning,
like a module. So the questions. Any question before we started?
like, usually I will say you can probably make it up some other way in the sense that, for example, like
All right.
undergrad,
So let me continue on chapter one and two.
accelerated multivariable count.
Module one, objective one.
So that way you knock down two
Okay.
sponsors in your count.
And
Or
so
like there
we're
would
planning out to finish all the question for objective one this week. Um, so it might go a little fast in terms of the answering question, but I would love people if you have any question, please ask. That's very, very important. So let me start with question number three. I'm not sure we did that.
Basically, so
Which one's gonna be discrete? Which one gonna be continuous?
what do you think? Like,
Anyone started with the section? Um, Discrete, continuous. When are we gonna call this one discrete? When we're gonna call this one continuous?
go ahead. Um, you're a freshman, so it would be like second semester freshman year. Kind of like for sophomore. For sophomore year. Oh yeah, okay, fair.
Okay, so if you haven't done it, so let me just start with the definition. So discrete data basically
Like if you
we basically countable, and so we can count a number of insects. So let's say one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, something like that. And so we call this one discrete, something extremely small, like so it's cannot be counted. We call continuous. So the body temperature measurement of somebody, right? So can we count the temperature like to be exact? And usually not. So that's gonna be you know
and
continuous, something that we can count it precisely, like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, something like that. So we just call it discrete variable. So let me just put it down real quick for that. So for the discrete variable, and so it's basically countable, right? So so countable can be measured precisely, can be counted precisely what it is. Okay. And let's say like one, two, three, four, five, like the number of hours that we go to sleep, something like that. So let me give some example to elaborate on the process for that.
yeah,
So let's say the number of hour we sleep, right? Each day. So let's say it's 6 hours, so we call discrete variables, right? Like the number of toe.
especially at a big school, because they have like you're not the as you can imagine, you're not the only, you're not the first student.
So the number of head,
To college and then
if we flip
go straight from Cal or
a coin,
which is
like five times. So we can't literally measure like exactly what it is, right? The number of students that we have in class, let's say 20 students. So literally that means that we can count. So we call it discrete variables. In terms of like the continuous variables, so this is not countable.
if you can like get an understanding of
Continuous variable, so this is not countable in this case. So not countable. Cannot be measured uh precisely, right? So let's say I can give you some example for that. Say the flight times is like 10:30 a.m. for example. So it sounds like we can count the time like 10:30, but since uh this is this is not exact time. You can't tell this is like exactly 10:30 a.m. It can be 10:30 and then like half second, something like that, or 10:30 and then 28 second and then whatever it is, right? So we cannot uh expect We cannot precisely
just because
know
right now, like I believe
measure like
again,
the time.
the reason that
So it cannot be like 10:31 or something, right? Or 10:30 and then 20 seconds and something like that. So this one we call continuous variable. So in other words, you're gonna have like so this one discrete, this one continuous, continuous, continuous. So all of these three should be called continuous. Any question? Okay, so if you can try one more time, but like I said, it's very straightforward. So let's say the intensity of judged by whatever, right? And then the number of typographical errors. So can we count the error? If we can't count them, that's have to be discrete. The intensities cannot be counted, right? The amount of time that customers spend this week listening to telephone, whatever. It should be continuous while a number of defective comeback disk. It should be discrete because we can count them, right? So apparently that we can have two discrete and two continuous. Any question?
And get your hands on like professor or like
So
someone that is
is that good to move on? Or should we, like go for one more example?
you perform well in the class and you weren't able to find it.
Any question so far? All right. That's good, right? So the same thing, like the number of for classmates. So let's say the number of classmates, the number of people we can count precisely, like number of people, right? Discrete. Number of typographical error, so have to be discrete as well.
It's nice.
Just the few efficiency can be like 40.1, 40.18, 40.185. It's like pi. Like pi is 3.14159, so it's kind of be countable. Something like that. It's the number of participants. So this one, so this one gonna be discrete, this one gonna be discrete, this one gonna be continuous, and this one gonna be discrete. So we can literally check that.
I'm excited to
Are we good?
hear like still figuring out, but like in what range of mathematics I want to specialize in.
Since we're gonna have like a lot to cover, so I just want to do it here. There's still a lot of them.
Ask you actually.
All right. So remember that we have like so many uh topics, so I might have to go a little fast. Or a certain topic that we knew it, just let me know immediately that you don't need to do the review.
So you should see the announcement.
All right. So let's move up to the next one. Let's say um all right, so choose the appropriate method to conduct a survey and making estimations. So the sample have to be randomly selected. So which one going to be the correct answers? So 20 student council member randomly selected. Or 20 senior are randomly selected, right? And 15 plans to go on like 4-year college. So that sounds good because that's represents the sample size, right? But 20 honor, like, well, it's not the reflection of the entire population, so we're not gonna pick that. 20 council members is not gonna be something that we, consider. So we have to be B, so we can also look at the uh, you know, this one. So we have 900 senior and use the answer from part A. You want to estimate the number of senior who plan to go to the fall college. So every 15, right? Every 20 you got 15. So every 900. So we can't just simply do the math for that. So we can also do it on a calculator. So this is the calculator we're going to use on, on Alex. So every 15. So you can just find a ratio 15 out of 20. And then after that, we're going to multiply by 900 student. So, oops, so sorry. So we can get rid of that. We should have 675. Okay, are we good? So, any question? Okay, let me repeat that again. Um, so when picking a sample, uh, this must come from unbiased population. So, in other words, if you see the question like that,
Oh, that's good school.
But it wasn't for CS, it was for mechanical engineering.
Oh, I see.
But that was just because he posting your the girl went to Binghamton.
Oh, was it
right? And then,
Yeah.
so the question says, well, we want to find a number of senior. So this question
yeah, that's upstate.
asks us to find the number of senior,
It's also
right?
also the like you're not like it's any like
Right? Correct. So it does have to be this have to be the senior population.
Just the frustration of like being like.
And then we can do the math for that. We can, so let's say assuming that 19, so that 900 senior, we can do
like it's a smaller college, and if you know that
like 900 times like every 20, we got 15 goes to the four-year college. So we're gonna take 900 times 15 over 20.
like that's from that it works. So like it's that does not in any way like mean that like there's like not a good place to be for your undergrad. But like
All right, so we should have like 675. It's relatively straightforward from your class, from your assignments. Right, 625, 675 seating.
it's time.
All right. We can try that one, but it's basically the same thing. But I don't think that's mattered that much. So let's say the number of adult residents who voted, right? So we can basically look for the in the last city election. So it have to be the adult residents, right? And then 13 can also do the math as well. So we can take 17,100 times 13 over 20. So we should get 11,115 adults, right? So that's a very straightforward question. Are we good? All right, let's move up to the next one. Classified sample. We did that. No. All right, so this is another thing that we have to do. I know every questions that we have on Alex is going to be the new topic. So I have to cover at least 15 topics for this kind of questions and another 20 topic for objective 2 for next week. It's gonna be like a little overwhelming, so I really want to make sure that people start working on Alex. I only see like 25 of you on a system, so I'm missing like some people. If you don't do it now, it will be too late for that. So I suggest we will finish classwork objective 1 by this weekend. So once we come back next
That's
Tuesday, so I can simply walk you through objective 2 and all of this. Okay.
I see.
It's collecting and displaying data, but it's also include many different topics. You can see that it can also cover histograms and group data, constructing relative frequency, whatever it is. And then we need to know the shape, interpreting the stem and leaf, and there's so many things you have to do. So I might not have enough time to like walk you through every single topic that we have, but I will try my best to do every single question. So let's say when it comes to classify sample, there are four different types of the random sampling that I would recommend you to read. One of them is called random sampling is the most important sampling strategy that we can use. So every single element, every single individual population has an equal chance of getting selected. So, and then it's always really hard to do so, right? Especially when you have like big populations, which is why we always have to use computer to do so. Another thing we call systematic sampling is kind of easier. So you just simply name them like every key elements. Convenience sampling, on the other hand, is it's the easiest way to do. You just pick it by your own convenience. Let's say I want to pick that person, just pick it. Cluster sampling is accomplished by dividing the population into groups geographically. So let's say we pick it from classes, but there was some text that I'm not sure about Alex, so you can check the answers. They actually swap the stratify sampling with the cluster sampling for some reason. So they might call cluster sampling as dividing population into a group called stratter, but this is actually the stratify sampling because the word stratter, right, is coming from stratify. It just basically means that it's going to divide people into different characteristics, meaning that we're going to divide them into like non-smoking group and smoking group, or you can have to divide them into like female and male. Because when we apply like the random sampling, we don't know if all the members are coming from like exact same group or not in the ad groups. So for instance, you want to pick like five people that go on a trip, right? So what if all of them are from the nursing major? What if all of them are from math major? So that sounds a little awkward. So you might want to divide them into like different majors group. So psychology, sociology, biology, microbiology, or even, nursing or something like that. So in each group, you're going to use the random sampling method to pick one person. I think that's a better way of doing it. So the same thing when you answer the question, you have to be extremely careful which one. Whenever you see like the third passenger or something like that, it's have to be the systematic, right? Systematic sampling. So every third, every fifth, every tenth, whatever it is.
It's just
Okay. The same thing. So let's look at part B. What is the random sample? It have to be chosen randomly. So we can eliminate part B because B is not going to be the correct answers. This have to be a systematic. Uh, the micro the microscope in the first one that was received by easy access. But this is convenient sampling, so we don't pick this. So this one have to be B, right? So I just don't pick that. Um, so A will be the first one. The B also be the first one. The cluster sampling, so we have to be really careful with this choice. The city manager formed like six group resident based on the resident income, then select nine resident at random from each group, right? So this is one way you can tell is coming from the stratified sampling, but somehow they messed up with the names for some reason. So it might be a cluster. So we have to be really careful with that.
there's nothing stopping.
Equally likely, the word equally likely means it's have to be random sampling, so you just have to get rid of that. So nice resident based on the street that the resident live on. So then select all of the residents. Uh,
You give the whole like
I can't see that in objective one.
and to me.
Um,
It doesn't change.
What's wrong with that? It should be available on like August 26th. So we must complete both objective by September 10. So there's no extension for that. So I will keep on reminding you when the time comes, so we can basically have all of this done by September 10th. So this is gonna be on Wednesday. We're gonna take the exams on Friday, which is September 12th, on the third exam.
Like.
All right. In other words, I suggest you like just please practice and like all of these questions so you can check the answer for that. Okay, so yeah. All right, so everything is perfectly correct. So the first part of the question is says systematic sampling because it has the words every third passenger. So let me just point it out on the notes.
But in general, like they do suggest like come to class.
So this is systematic sampling
I would love
because
students or students like
it has the keyword
and then
every third passenger, every passengers, right? The word every.
I understood they actually don't, but they're like
No, you don't have to watch the video unless it's necessary to do so. It might be short, but like I said, it's gonna take you a lot of time. I know some of you might have like 5 different majors to handle, but if you are a nursing major, you definitely have to do really well for this class. Okay, so the systematic is to have every third, every fifth, every like passengers, something like that. All right, so let me continue on the second part.
It's going to be way faster for you to do the homework, and it's going to be like easier. And you're gonna know actually like, okay, so this is like.
So the question I'm gonna ask is to do like random sampling, right? So there's systematic sampling, and this is random sampling. The random sampling, it's usually followed by the word like equally likely because every single person gonna have the same chain, the same probability of getting selected. So the keyword for that will be
They usually all similar to something.
keyword should be equally likely.
They don't feel free to like
same likelihood, something like that. So
but yeah, I definitely encourage you to like you don't have to like do them all at all. It's just
so whenever and the word every but it's sort of different from so this one every third, right? It's kind of different from what we have here. This one every third passenger, every fifth passenger, something like that. Okay. Are we good?
Listen, office hours are which is
And
why like I don't know if you remember, but please make use of the office. That's what we are there here for. Usually like the way it comes in college is first like at least until like
so cluster sampling is, like I mentioned earlier, cluster sampling is somewhat different. Cluster sampling,
and usually there is one office hour session, like somewhere.
the keyword for that should be,
Where
like a block, like people living in blocks, like different street, like
which is what I was try to avoid
geographically, right? Geographic
We did
block.
3 months. I don't understand the sum that we did 3 months ago. It's like, great, why didn't you come to office hours 3 months ago? Which again,
Right.
obviously
Different
it's
area, something like that.
just it's easier for us.
And then of course afterward we're gonna use the random samples selection to pick that. So this is one of the things that we should pay more attention. You can try another example, like I said. Okay, so let's say every four, we know this is systematic. So there's no question to ask, correct? Every four worker, systematic is the question says systematic. And then random sampling, whenever you see the word like equally likely, so it have to be this. Cluster sampling is based on department, so
Honestly, given your I know that like you know 40 done these topics. If at some point you're like, okay, like
Groups of 8 employees, something like that.
so yeah, it's done.
Or would it be like too much?
It should be 8. This should be C as well. So now,
You can, there's.
yeah, I'm trying to get like I'm trying to get the stratify sampling, which is not on the set here for some reason. Let me just go back there again. Classify the sample.
Still be aspects or like.
Yeah, stratify sampling, like say, let's say you're gonna have like a group of 8 microscope based on laboratories,
So.
right? So and the chemist form a 7 group of based on the prices of the microscope, then select 8 microscope as random from each group.
Knowing that.
Right. So this have to be C, correct? It's based on the different prices. This is the location. So when it comes to the location that we call cluster, and then the random sample, like I said, it's the followed by the word equally likely. That's very straightforward. The cluster sampling have to be the locations, have to be like different blocks. So it cannot be B. The ages not right. The ages have to be the stratified sampling, so it had to be C, different number, each on 90 of them, something like that. The age it's sort of messed them up, so we have to be careful. Yeah, so they somehow messed up with the cluster sampling and the stratified sampling, so we have to be careful with this. Okay. The age group is most likely going to be the stratified samplings, not.
Take the banner.
Yeah.
Go. Start digging up one like tutoring sessions and then like kind of start dropping on reading. But
so the stratified sampling
research is absolute.
So we go into like form a group of we call stratter.
Like a clear map library, like the classic.
So randomly assign a group of stratters, right? Or stratter.
It's
so basically means that we go into so each stratter represent different characteristics.
Like much clearer idea.
So let's say like like group of non-smoker and smoker and a group of different majors. So so this is what we call stratified sampling.
Take advantage. These are really it will be acted.
For example, like like different majors.
Yeah. And the statistical score charts. Those are good too.
Different prices, something like that.
All of this is gonna be good.
And all of this, right? That's what matters. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We can also see the explanations right here. So usually going to tell you what it is. Fixed number of members, not each group random selected from a sample cluster. So all right. So let's move up to the next part, which is sort of like different from what we have here. We call it the observational study versus design experiments. All right. We can also look at the we can also look at the difference between these two types. Like I said, the observational study is simply we don't really modify the data sets. Okay, we don't give out the treatments for the data, so we simply just observe and then we collect the results without making changes on any factors. So this is what we call the observational study. There's two type. So the perspective, something that we have to identify um the participant in the event, so we need to know what it is. So retrospective, something that already happened in the past. So this is what we call the observational study. The experimental study, just like, well, it's kind of different. It's will be monitor, and somehow we have double blind and we have single blind, and we can also have a completely randomized experiment. So one of the different is that we can also give out some treatment to the patient or to your participant. This is what we call it. And you can also place in placebo, uh, which is not the real treatment to the group. So the double-blind experiment is basically neither either like the people who give out a treatment and the patient receive a treatment know exactly what it is. Like we don't know who they receive it, who they actually take it, right? And a complete randomized experiment is basically randomly assigned to the group, and then the group are randomly assigned to receive the treatment. So it have to be random, so you cannot just like, well, I want to have that person to receive the treatment, but not the other ones. You have to be picking randomly. So they have 20 people, and then you have to pick like 3 or 4 of them, so randomly to receive the treatment. So you have to be really careful when you see this question. You have to read that carefully. So let's say we have two popular brand of plant fertilizers for home use. Blah blah blah. There's so many of them. She then randomly chose this one box. She fertilized the other box with plant X to measure auto plant again. So usually the observational study doesn't really take that long. We just simply record the result. When it comes to the design experiment, so somehow it might take longer, and then you have to examine, you have to give us some treatments along the way. So you measure all the plant again, and then the growing season has finished. You compare the increases in height between the two group of plants. All right, so which one going to be the final answers? What do you think? Would that be observational study or would that be experiment? It should be complete. It should be this one's correct. Complete randomized design experiments. And then explanatory variables is, let me just put it down here. Yeah, all of these concepts can be found um, under the chapter summaries and also the um, the explanation that we have over here. We can see exactly what it is. Okay. So after that, you need to see whether or not it's going to support claims. Which one was it? It was understanding the difference between design experiments and observational studies. So one of the things that we have to look at is whether they're going to compare them with the observational study and the experiment. So we need to know like whether they're going to use prospective and retrospective, double blind, or completely randomized, and which one going to be the independent and which one going to be a dependent variable. So we're gonna get to that. Okay. So if you have questions, just let me know. We're definitely gonna answer all of that. I haven't seen any question that people ask by email. Most likely the thing that caused the effect is we call the the explanatory variables, and the response is going to be the height. You can look at the how she actually measure the height in this case. And then she put in some fertilizer for the brand of them. So she has used two different brands. One of them is the Sun X, and the other one is Plan X. Okay, so all right. So the next thing we're gonna do, we need to understand about the bar chart. The bar chart is one of the very important thing. You want to see this kind of question on the exam. I can tell you which question is, but like I said, it's a very important question that we should know how to read them. Like I said, we'll try to cover and finish objective one today. So it might be a little bit tough for you guys. I might not be able to go over every single question, but let me know if you have any concern with that. I don't mind going over it next Tuesday. All right. So which one has the most t-shirts? It's by email. I put my email over here. It's a any question, objective question can be reached. If you have VO607 at hunter.cuny.edu. Remember that do not wait until like September 8 or something to start working on on the objective. It doesn't work. Nobody can actually master like those objectives in a single day. It take time to do it. Yes, we do have office hour on Thursday, um, which is from 12 to 2, and also assign one office hour on Saturday. Um, should be between 12 to 1 p.m. So I send out a Zoom link. If you have any question, can also join in as soon as you can. So I will make myself available this Saturday, like until you have any questions. Start from 12 p.m. Yes, I will try to review before the test. Remember, this class is like self-paced, right? So you can study anytime you want to, as long as you can finish all the objective by September 10th. After that, usually there should not be any review section before the test because the test gonna be on um September 12th, which is the following Friday, right? So I will try to keep some review on September 9, and then we're going to take the test, right? Okay. All right. So let me know if you have any question, any concern for that. Um, all right. So of which color were there the most t-shirt sold? Is that black, blue? So obviously blue, right? And then how many t-shirts that color so was this 12? How many more t-shirts than red t-shirt? White more than red? Can just count 9 minus 6 is 3. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Right? You can just simply just read those and answer the question quickly. Are we good? So we can skip this question, right? people?
Yes, we could skip it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So please try if you, because usually I don't move forward, you can tell people, tell me what to do. Trying to make sure that I precisely answer your question. All right. So the same thing for that. The bar chart is very easy to read. You just simply have to know where the bar is. And Model A, Model B. Estimate the number of Model A printer produced at the Hillville plant. Uh, so the Model 8 is around like, it doesn't necessarily have to be so precise. It can be like 480, something like that, right? You can just type in something that asks you to estimate, usually not going to be on the exam because the answer might be variable. It can be anything. You can put that 479 or something like that to get the right answers. Or maybe you can put 480, 485, 476, 450, even 450. So usually this question will not be on the exam, but making sure we know how to do it for the objective. Which plant produce more Model B printer than Model 8 printer? So we can see that the woodlands, right? Obviously. And which plant produce the fewest printers total? The fewest should be Uptown, something like that. So it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so let's move up to the next one. Like I said, I still have half an hour to finish objective one. I don't think I have time to go over all of this. Understanding how adjusting the vertical scale. Yeah. Um, Let me just point it out real quick for that. The graph can be misleading, right? If it does not start from zero, something like that. So you have to be really careful when you look at those graphs that when they're trying to emphasize something. So this one start from like 92. So it doesn't start from zero. So B should be misleading graph. How daily closing price change between, you can read that, right? Approximately the nearest whole number, the difference between maximum closing daily closing price and the minimum daily closing price. So this is the highest, this is the lowest. So you can literally check is $8, right? And whichever true graph is to be misleading is have to be graph B. Is it all graph A? It's actually no, it's uh it's kind of weird. Did they change the question for some reason? Yeah, oh yeah, more likely to be misleading. Uh, Therefore, grab B could mislead the person, something like that. Oh, I'm so sorry, I gotta mute you. Grab B could mislead the person. You have to answer to those questions when they was larger and it's really worse, right? So graph A is a good graph, so obviously, so the answer have to be B, have to be C or D. It's okay. Yeah, I read it too fast, so somehow it's just don't in graph B. The baseline is at 90 instead of zero, right? Obviously. Um, So the points are at the height of the center where it should be D. Um, so C actually no, this is the so we have to be it have to be C or D, but I didn't read. I have to read that more carefully. But under time pressure, I might not be able to do that. Therefore, okay. Yeah. So explain how apply change. Yeah, this one just simply answer the question, just read that, and then just compute the map between the highs and the low. It should be able to get it correctly. It's not. It shouldn't be a big problem for that. Um. So the same thing for that. So we can literally check the grab A and grab B when they have those two. Yeah, we can answer those questions. I wouldn't say that's a big problem for you guys. Yeah, this is gonna be something that hard, and so let me just go over that part just a little bit. So you're gonna given by a bunch of data sets. This one have to be done on the calculator. All right, so first you have to send the data. You have to send the data. So send the data to the calculator. Right, you're gonna get something like that. Okay, you're gonna have a bunch of data like this, and then you're gonna hit the word sort. So when you sort a data set like this, it's we automatically go from the high to low. So pick when you start up the bar chart, it should be so much easier. Let me just do that again. So send the data to the calculator, and then uh, okay, it's automatically sort. Yeah, you have to sort that. Okay. Oops. Okay. So click sort the data. And after that, we're going to compute the class width, something like this is will be given, right? It's given by uh so we have to compute as equal to we take 41.5 minus 16.5 over 5. Something. So 41.5 minus 16.5, you should get like 25 over 5 should be 5, right? And then so the class width is simply the low minus is the high minus low over the number of classes. Okay, so and then we simply just do it on a calculator. We can just move up here. You can see how many of the data set. So we have to start from 16.5. So we take we plus 5, you get so 60 you start from 16.5, and then you plus 5, and then you're going to end up with 21.5. And then plus 5 again, you're gonna go with 26.5. Plus 5 again, you get 31.5. Again, plus 5 get again, you're gonna get 30. No. Yeah. 16.5, 21.5, 26.5, 31.5, and 36.5. Okay. So you should have like 5 classes. And then after that, we're gonna move up like how many people, how many data that has the value between 16.5 to 21.5. You can just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Uh 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, 12 of them, something like that. It should be 11 to 12, so let me just verify that. And then we do the same thing, and then you just simply just move up and move down, something like that. Okay. You can also add like the columns or rows you want to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes. Yeah. I, I don't know why I got like 17 something. It's only 6 data sets instead of like 11. It should be 6 data set point. Yeah. If you send it twice, it's gonna be like it's too many of these data. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there was 3 data set between 21.5 and 26.5. So 1, 2, 3. And there was 2 data set between 26.5 to 31.5. And then there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then only the last 2. Okay, so it just do something like this um on the histogram, so we should get it right. You can try another one quickly. You can also do like start from 1.5, and then we can simply divide it from 46.5 minus 1.5. And then we divide it by 5. And and then so we have to be 9. So we start from 1.5, just plus 9, you get 10.5. And then plus 9, you got 19.5. Plus 9, you got 28.5. And plus 5, plus 9 again, you got 37.5, and so on and so forth. And then you can add a column to the right. You plus 9 again, you get 46.5. Yeah. All right. Um, you want me to do that again? So, well, I mean, you just simply take a difference between the, the initial class boundary and then the ending class boundaries. And then we take 46.5 minus 1.5, and then we divide it by 9. I'm sorry, we divide it by 5. We have 5 classes again. So the question says 5 classes, right? Okay, we divided by 5. We got 9, right? So afterwards, we have to start from the initial boundary, which is 1.5, and then you plus 9. And from there, we plus 9, plus 9, plus 9, plus 9. So we should have 1 class, 2 class, 3 class, 4 class, 5 class. So the next step we have to do, you're going to send the data to the calculator, and then afterward, you're going to sort them. So we can see through the number of data. So let's say so we have between 1.5 to 10.5, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data sets. So just drag up to 6. Between 10.5 to 19.5, so you're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 of them. Are we good? And then between 19.5 to 20.5, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. And then you're gonna get the rest of them, like 2 and 1. Are we good? All right. So let me just move up to the next questions real quick.
Yes, so, yeah, thank you. Okay.
All right, so any question?
No.
Okay. Construct a relative example. Wait, hold on. Did I lose somewhere? Okay, let me just copy that. So something that I go over most likely going to be on the exams. So I don't know, is this might be important, it might be not. So we just simply, so the relative frequency can be computed by we're gonna take the frequencies divided by is equal to frequencies over all people, right? Over n going to be the number of data sets. Okay, so obviously you can just count the number of the between 72 and 75. You can have 72. So we got 1, 2, 3, something like that, right? And then you're gonna get 3 over the total of the daters. So we have 5, 10, 15, and 19. So 3 over 19. So we can simply compute this on a calculator. So 3 over 19, we got 0.157, right? It's 0.157. Whatever, 158 actually. So we round up to like 3 decimal place. How many decimal place? 2 decimals, 0.16. I'm so sorry. And then we keep doing it for the second part, and you're gonna finish the rest. So for the second part, you can find the number of data that about between like 76 and 79. You got 1, 2, 3. We do count 79, so 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we got 7 out of 19. So we get 0.36 to 0.37. So make sure the total relative frequency have to add up to 100%. So it's have to be equal to 1. All right, so I feel like that's pretty much it. So we can check this, right? It's 0.16, 0.37. And when you add up all of these values, they have to be exactly 1. So some decimal point you have to round up, some decimal you have to round down. Okay. All right, let's move up to the next topics. So it was okay. This is very important. Question. So a proportion of carrying loads in a sample that are at least 920 pounds per square footage, right? Square foot. Write your answers. The decimal, do not round your answer, right? So at least 920, right? So let me get to the keyword. Mhm. At least 920. So the proportion. So we have at least 920, have to basically 920 or more. So there was, you just find a total frequency that has 920 and more, right? So there are 7 of them because there are 4 and 3, right? Yes, it will be posted under lecture notes. I also have the videos if you want to watch it again. All right, so let me go back to the question real quick. We have 4 plus 3 equal to 7, right? 7 over the total of 25. I got 20%. Okay, so I feel like that's pretty much it. It's very straightforward, correct? So I don't think people need more help, but just go over one question real quick. Um, Greater than or equal to 6 minutes, so greater or equal to 6. So this is already the relative frequency. We just simply add them up, or we can also take 1 minus 0.12. We can get this because the total frequency, the total relative frequency have to be 100%. So we can take 1 minus 0.12, get 0.88. Okay, something like that. But anyway, yeah, it should be less than 20 pounds, less than 20. So we just count 7 plus 7 is 14 out of the total 50. So we should get this. All right, I'm running out of time, so let me just finish that, wrap up the Alex. Oh, I still have some of them. Uh, I'm gonna post more notes on Brightspace. So the bell shape is B, okay? The bell shape uh it only has like one mode. Okay, the bell shape is like this. This is what we call it, the bell shape. Uh by model basically means that they have like 2 peaks. So Yeah, we're definitely gonna take attendance. I'm running out of times right now. I just want to point out real quick, bell shape. It's a unit model. Okay, so something you're gonna see like this. I did it's under activity assignments. It's right here. It's activity assignments. Go to activity and assignments, so you should be able to see it. All right, let me go back to the question. I have to end the class soon. The bimodal is bimodals. It's simply like two peaks, right? It's gonna go like this, something. Right. And multimodal is like it has multiple peaks, something like that. And then and then you can't just read the notes and see what it is, right? We saw that the first fail shave, the second one a bimodal, so which is on histogram C. School to the left. School to the left is um histogram C as well. Is more data focused on the right. Symmetric is also uh the bell-shaped curve. Okay, so this is a symmetric model. School left, more data is focus on the right. More big data focus on the right. And school right is the opposite. All right. So I think I have to end the class here. More small data. Focus on the left. Okay. All right. So I feel like that's pretty much your day. And then I think I have to take attendance real quick. Uh, Jasminer, you can just type yes if they say I'll see you tomorrow. See you on Tuesday. Malika, have a wonderful weekend. Annie, Rachel, Selena, Hashan is here's seminar. Sarah, got you. Alexis, if you cannot see my attendance sheet, I'm gonna make it bigger. Z, E, Marlon, got you. Jocelyn. Okay, I see 20 people just more present all of you, so just make my life much easier. Okay. Yeah, just in case if I have like a small number, I would literally I have to count them, but literally it's everybody present. I would just mark all of you present. I will post the attendance sheet at the end of semester, but this is what your current standing so far, right? So, all right, I will see you next Tuesday. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.